Well, hey everyone, welcome to this video. I am Ryan Latham, and this is a video where I'm going to share some tips, tools, and conversations to help you grow you and your ministry. So in this video, I'm going to talk about stress. Okay, so there's a lot going on in the world, pandemics, riots, what do we talk about? How do we address all these issues? The uncertainty of people's jobs. More and more people I'm talking to have been let go. Their jobs have been moved around. There's just a lot of uncertainty as to what does the future look like for a lot of people. And so stress has increased in people's lives, unemployment rates, things like that. And so I want to give you a tool that will help you and your team. Okay, so this is a free assessment that you can take right now. You can go on and take it. It's totally free. And the assessment, when you're done taking it, will email you back immediately where you land on these key areas of stress, as well as tips for moving forward, how you can improve, how you can lower your stress, those types of things. And so it's not just a test that just gives you kind of where you're at on the scale, but it also gives you tips on how to lower your stress in those key areas. Okay, and so again, this can be for you. If you're leading a team, maybe you're a lead pastor, or maybe even a youth pastor, children's pastor. You just want to do this with your volunteers as kind of again another team building activity, a way of engaging your team in just a different way, and kind of adding value to them, right? So maybe you've got some business owners, you've got people that are volunteering in your ministry, and you just want to add some value to them. There's two things I would suggest you could do on this. One, you can just send it to them as a gift. Just forward this link to them and just say, hey, I want to give this to you as a gift to help in whatever you want to do with that. Or you can have them take it as a team. Everybody take it to the team, and then you can evaluate those. And if you reach out to me, I can help you navigate that. I can help you put all that together. What we can do is your entire staff or your entire team of volunteers can take that assessment. And then what we can do is we can combine those reports all into one big report. So you can see maybe you've got 10, 15 staff members, 10, 15 volunteers. We combine all of those assessments into one report that you would get, and you'd see everyone's individual scores. Then you'd also see as a team, as a staff, where you land on all of these different areas. And then you can begin to develop some team building or some coaching. I can come in and help you with that, or you can lead that yourself. And just like, hey, here's some areas where we are experiencing some stress right now. And so how can we help manage that? How can we help lower that? Again, so you can do it as just a gift. Everybody just gets this assessment on their own, and then they can kind of just do it themselves. You can give it to everybody on your team. You can do kind of a team building. Again, another creative way of doing a team building event, or even as a staff, you could have everybody take it and we work it together. Okay. And again, I can help you with that. I'd love to partner with you. Reach out to me. Let me know that you'd be interested in talking about what that looks like, and how to put all that reports together, things like that. So let's dive in. Let's look at the report itself and actually see what it looks like. Okay. So here you go. It is pretty straightforward. You go to this link, which is renewedleadership.org/stress. It's renewedleadership.org/stress. And you're taken immediately to this assessment sheet. Okay. And so this is just the entry right here. We're talking about the importance of tackling stress in an organization where you are, wanting to have high performance, you want to have high efficiency, you want to have high results, but helping people manage their stress is going to be a big part of that. And I would say this, maybe you're a leader and you're saying, man, I just don't really feel like my team has stress right now. I just don't feel like that's a big deal for us right now. Well, here's another thing. Is sometimes doing these assessments, sometimes providing these things just is another layer of saying, hey, I care about you. Hey, I want to add value to you. And so it's not necessarily saying, man, I feel like my team is stressed out right now. I feel like we're just, but it's just another way of saying, hey, I care about you. I value you. Here's another tool that, could be helpful to you. But then you might also be surprised as a leader to see, man, maybe my team has a little bit more stress than I thought. And why is stress so important? Well, because, you see here, it says, 3 out of 4 doctor's visits can be related back to stress. And 60% of all illnesses can be related back to stress. It's a big deal. Undiagnosed stress, where you don't even feel like it, because stress is one of those things that it kind of continually increases and increases and increases generally over time. And so you look back 5 years later and go, man, I was stressed out and I didn't even realize it, that I was so stressed out, because it just kind of creeps up and you just kind of continue to add and add and add, and you kind of don't really realize it until it breaks you a little bit. Okay, so this is a big deal, and we want to help you out right here. Okay, and so there's some tipping points here that you can read that'll help you. Feeling depressed or sad due to stress in the last month, 46% of people said yeah. 43% of people said yes, stress has kept them awake at night in the last month. Stress. This was in 2005. And so I would imagine that some of those numbers might be even a little bit higher right now. So here's 7 ways that stress is measured through this assessment. One, it's going to measure the demand on you. Do you feel like you have a poor job description? The results, the demands are the workload. Do you feel overwhelmed by the workload, the position that you have? Are you in the right fit? So the demand. Number 2 is going to look at the effort versus the rewards. And so do you feel like the amount of effort that you're putting out is equal or balanced to the rewards that you're getting from your supervisor, from your manager, from even yourself, people that you serve? When we feel like that's out of balance, we begin to feel stressed. Like, man, I'm doing all of this work and no one cares. No one's noticing. It can provide some stress for us. Number 3 is control. Do you feel like you have lack of control? You have high responsibilities with low authority. So you have high demand of responsibilities on you, but you have very little or no authority to actually do those. That creates stress. When you feel like you have to do all this work, but you have no authority to actually make the decisions or make the call or to move the ball forward there. Number 4 is organizational change, right? I mean, like, everyone's changing right now. We came out of in-person meetings. We haven't met for 10, 11 months or weeks or so. Now we're coming back into meeting. Job descriptions are changing, roles are changing, even how you do your own job is changing. And so organizational change is huge right now. And so that can cause some stress for some people. Some people love it, they thrive in it, but other people can cause pretty high stress. Number 5 is manager or supervisor. And again, this could be a really good thing if you are a manager, you are a supervisor. Allow your team to take maybe an anonymous assessment here, and where you don't get the names, and you kind of begin to find out, man, am I putting too much pressure, too many challenges on those that I serve or that serve under me, that are supervising? Am I putting too much on them? Do they feel like the workload is too demanding on them? Or maybe if you can begin to work through this assessment and begin to say, and I feel like my manager is asking too much of me. I feel like my supervisor is asking too much of me. And then it can give you the tips. We'll give you some ways to maybe communicate that in a way that'll maybe help eliminate some of that. Not necessarily take it away, but maybe some of the expectations or the timelines or getting clarity. A lot of times that is one of the big things is when you're serving maybe like a high D personality or a high 8 on the Enneagram. Sometimes big vision, big dreams, but then maybe you're like an S or a C personality, or maybe like a 5 or maybe like a 6 personality, and you're very detailed and very you want to move a little bit more systematically, and there might be some tension. Maybe that manager above you is just kind of dreaming, they're out there, and you're like, man, I gotta make every single one of those work. Maybe you could talk about that and say, oh no, we were just dreaming about that, we're just kind of talking about that. You don't have to actually do that right now. That's like a long-term thing, and you maybe thought it was a short-term thing. So again, maybe just it can help you to give some clarity on that conversation. Number 6 there is social support. And again, right now, A lot of people have been isolated. They've been alone, haven't been around as many people, or maybe even in your own normal work environment. You just feel like you're not as connected to people. You feel like your coworkers aren't helping you out. It's not really a team. It's just a bunch of individuals that work together. This can help you unpack that and, again, give you some practical tips on how to move forward. And then, of course, job security. A lot of people have a lot of questions about job security right now. This will help you. As a leader, if your team feels like they're kind of stressed out about their job security and you think that you've communicated well, that their jobs are secure, this might help you to see that maybe you haven't communicated, or maybe you have to communicate in a different way because your team has experienced some stress in this area. Or again, maybe you don't even, maybe you take it for yourself. You don't even realize that this uncertainty in the market has caused some stress. Again, this assessment, if you go to renewedleadership.org/stress, you can take this assessment for free for yourself, for your team. We can do some coaching with you individually. We can do coaching as a team. I would love to come alongside you guys and partner with you. But again, if you feel like just the assessment for you or for your team is enough, this is totally free. Have at it. Go for it. It's free until the end of July of 2020. And so feel free to jump in, take a look at it. Hopefully it's helpful to you. And we look forward to being with you guys again here soon.